Hello everyone, and thanks for taking some time out of your day to visit my channel. So I think I'm possibly the most excited I've ever been for a reaction video today. This is going to be part 4 of my quest through the Nightwish album Human Nature. And I don't think I've ever taken so long to listen to a whole album before. We started off with the first 3 tracks. Let's see, that was Music, Noise, and Shoemaker. Incredible start. And we did Harvest and Pan, which was also awesome. And then I did How's the Heart, both the studio and the acoustic version last time. And I've enjoyed every single one, and I've been dying to get to the next 3, but I just haven't had the time. I've been so busy, and you guys have been messaging me, asking me when is part 4 coming. So finally getting to it today. I've heard so much about these 3 songs. I am so excited to finally hear them and give you my reaction. I am just beyond excited. Okay, so today we have a triple reaction. It's going to be a longer video. It's going to be Procession, Tribal, and Endlessness back to back. Let's not waste any more time. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button if you enjoyed it. And let's begin with Procession.
A cradle earth, a rising sun sea. New world and thirst for the arcane. We are singers of the calm. We remember as the longing life. A cradle earth, a rising sun sea. Birth of one and a zillion sideshows. We are, we were, and will not be. We remember as a long game acorn, another birth, another moss green. New world and thirst for the unseen. An empty zoo.
Yeah, this is certainly an interesting one. I'm not sure how I feel about it just yet. I mean, it's obviously a lot more lower energy than some of the other tracks on this album. I was very confused as to what the song was about. It was beautiful lyrics and beautifully sung again. I like the synthy intro, and I guess it's Troy playing some kind of flute again in this part here, which sounds good. I'm not sure if they're building to something bigger later in the song. But then it seems pretty obvious what it's about now that they're showing these images of sort of endangered or extinct species. I feel like this kind of makes sense with the lyrics. It's talking about all the different forms of life that are being born. I'm not sure if this song is about more of a self-reflection from a human point of view, like are we the cause of the extinction or the endangerment of these species. I'm still not really sure, so I'm just gonna keep this playing to the end, I think, and then give my thoughts at the end. But it's definitely beautiful. Again, I mean, such high standards in this album. It's definitely, each track is a difficult act to follow in itself, but this is still beautiful. Just paused it, realizing there's only a few seconds left, but I'm beginning to think this is actually more just about general self-reflection as a species. It's interesting how she's singing almost in a third person about humans in general. So that's kind of where my mind is going now, but I'm just going to play the last 30 seconds of this. Yeah, definitely an interesting one. I can't say I enjoyed it as much as the other ones on this album, which is the first time I've said that. I've been like in love with every single track, so there was bound to be one I wasn't like swooning over. But yeah, very interesting. It was, I guess there was a lot of build-up focus on animals and different species, and then it was, along came Sapiens, and then it was talking about our journey, the spaceship of Earth, that we shouldn't have been here. It was... Yeah, it's kind of struggling to find the meaning for this one. Again, I don't know if it's more just... It was interesting how she was singing about humans in the third person. There was maybe a sense of self-reflection and understanding our place in the grand scheme of things. Are we just another species that will eventually be extinct? Is that kind of what that is? A sort of self-realization of our own fragility, maybe? I think there's a few ways you could interpret that, but it was beautiful again. I mean, as always, Floor just sings it beautifully. She wasn't doing anything too crazy in terms of range there, but there was definitely some hard vocal lines to sing again. Very interesting harmonic writing by Tuamas, as he's done through this whole album. There's been so many interesting uses of harmony and chord changes and key changes and whatnot, which is just impressive each time. So that was great. But I feel like maybe in terms of just the energy, the flow of the album, this is maybe kind of a slow build, because you have How's the Heart, and then it's a slow build, and then from what I've heard, things get very energetic with the next one. So I've heard so much about Tribal. In fact, possibly the one people have mentioned the most. It's maybe up there with sort of Shoemaker and Music in terms of ones that people are really excited about. So this one in particular has really caught my interest. So the next track we're going to do is going to be Tribal. Oh my goodness gracious me, you weren't kidding. Alright, I'm taking that back. I gotta hear that whole thing again. There's something about when Floor and Marco are both kind of tapping into some like a demonic aggression in their voice. It sounds so well together. It's almost primal, or tribal, I guess. It kind of works for the song. It sounds so good, and some of those riffs, I've never heard Empu do stuff like that before. I feel like I can't remember him playing this kind of dissonant chords like that. That's so different, and that sounded great. Alright, I had to take that back a good amount, because that was brilliant. Oh, it's filthy. Heart's racing. Oh. Wow, my adrenaline is racing right now. I feel like I kind of called it in the sense that Procession was maybe purposely a lower energy song to give this one even more impact, because, you know, that Procession was great and it was a nice little build up, and the way that whole, from like a minute onwards, and that was just pure adrenaline. And as I said in a previous video, just riff porn. Empu is a riff porn master. He just dishes out amazingly well written riffs. They're so effective, and I feel like that was very different to a lot of stuff we've heard from them before. There was a lot more kind of like prog metal chords and kind of chromatic riffs. It was very dissonant and crazy, and that tribal section, oh my goodness, that sounded fantastic. Very well produced. The way they had the kind of lower vocals and the way they're performing it, it did sound like a real tribe. It felt like some otherworldly kind of vocal range as they were doing that, and it just complemented the music so well, because it was almost like a breakdown. So it was a meshing of like modern metal and, you know, ancient tribal music together, and it worked so well. It seemed so real and genuine, and that was just powerful. And then Floor was just going nuts with some of those higher notes. It was haunting and beautiful, and then there was layers with all the riffs, and it all was just absolutely mad. Yeah, there was mention of kind of gods at the start, so I'm not sure if this is about religion. Is the tribes representing different religions and or belief systems or political systems that we all become a part of? You know, we're so often people are pigeonholed into certain tribes, as it were, you know, where you have to pick a side. That's kind of been a part of human history, unfortunately. So I'm not sure if that's what that's referring to. But yeah, musically that was incredible. I'm all about just great energy and stuff that gets me going, and that was perfect. I mean, I feel like I don't even need coffee anymore. Like, I'll just play that in the morning and it's gonna wake me up, pretty sure. That was fantastic. Definitely lived up to the hype of all your comments. So many people were going on about how crazy this one was, and oh, that middle section was just beautiful. I'm gonna have that one on repeat for sure. That was fantastic. All right, now time for the third and final song of today's video. It's going to be Endlessness. Goodness gracious, again, it's different. Every track is bringing something new to the table, and I'm just overwhelmed by the depth of Nightwish, the range of light and shade that they can bring. Like, so the moments in that were almost kind of reminding me of kind of black, like symphonic black metal or doom metal, just in terms of the chords, slightly dissonant and chromatic again, very kind of ominous and kind of very different to a lot of other stuff. Sometimes they're so kind of uplifting and bright, kind of they use more traditional chord sequences, still done in an original way, but this was a bit more jarring and a bit more kind of scary, which is kind of, I feel like, ties in nicely with this song. And he's talking about dust, red dust. Is that us? We are essentially just atoms floating through space, right? So is this kind of song, again, kind of a self-reflection, but talking about how small we are in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of the universe. That's just my guess where this song is going. But yeah, amazing composition, amazing vocal performance by Marco. And again, it's just something different. And I'm just amazed at how many different shades and moods they can paint, with different places they can take your mind. I mean, the lyric video is great. Whoever's done all these lyric videos has done a fantastic job. It really complements the song well. It's not too much. It's enough of a visual aid to kind of help you along the journey without kind of taking away from the music. But yeah, this is another beautiful piece, I can tell. And there we have it. That's the first 9 tracks of Human Nature done. So, wow, I mean, my head is kind of all over the place at the moment. I have a lot of things running through my mind. I'm deep in contemplation of the history of humankind and our place in the universe, which I like to think is probably what they wanted with this. Probably wanted to give people a medium to kind of look at our entire existence in a different way, or at least just a reminder to remember certain aspects of ourselves and our existence. Yeah, the last 3 it was a very interesting end to the album. It feels like the earlier songs were all focusing on kind of very specific parts of ourselves. It was love or creativity, our troubles in life, so other things that we experience on a day-to-day basis in ourselves. But the Endlessness was very different. It felt more than, at first I was like, is this just life and death? Is Endlessness death? Or is it our just journey through space? I wasn't really sure. I feel like because Harvest, I feel that was the song that was addressing kind of basic life and death as we know it on Earth. But I don't know, I feel like this was almost similar to Procession in that it was almost taking a step back from ourselves and viewing humans from a distance. Was this almost viewing the Earth from a distance, viewing our entire existence in general? Yeah, they're tackling these big, kind of scary topics that are difficult to think about or fathom because they're on such a grand scale. But not only are they painting it with beautiful music, but they're describing it and singing about it in a way that's more poetic and beautiful, and putting like an optimistic spin on it. Like, we're not just pointless dust floating through the void of nothingness. We're special. We are dust that is rare and it has meaning. And this approach kind of reminds me of Carl Sagan, and I think someone told me they have a song about him, which I haven't heard yet. But a lot of this album kind of reminded me of that, in the sense that he would describe things, he would explain, how small you are or how grand the universe is. If you just say that by itself, that could be quite scary for a lot of people to process. But he'll put a spin on it. He'll say,
the cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself.
He would paint it in a way that made you feel good about being small and being a part of a huge universe. He tells it in an optimistic way. I felt Endlessness was similar to Harvest, in that Harvest isn't saying, oh, we're gonna die. It's like, when you die, arrive alive, you're feeding in the circle of life. It's telling it in a beautiful way. It's something that's sad, but it's putting a positive spin on it. And it was similar there. It was like when you arrive at nothing, when you go into nothingness or endlessness, that's where life begins. So it's a similar kind of approach, I feel. So the album takes you through this journey and you're feeling inspired by all these different aspects of human nature. It's taking a second to kind of step back from existence and be proud of ourselves, be proud of what we've done and who we are and who you are inside and what's made us who we are today. And I feel like that's a necessary thing, to kind of not get too caught up in day-to-day trivial problems. There's a lot to be happy about just for existing and being on this world, and I kind of feel like that's the overall approach they've gone with this. I just feel very enlightened and inspired in general from that album. It was really quite an incredible journey, and just the music in each song was incredible. There was so much originality, incredible performances from everyone in the band. Tuomas has done an unbelievable job with the composition again. Really is quite something special. And I haven't even finished the album yet, so there is the next few tracks. Now, I'm not really sure on what they are. I mean, I guess the album is kind of split in two in that sense. I believe there's more orchestration in the next few tracks. I'm not sure if it's just instrumental or if there are other songs. I'm not sure if I should do the rest of the album in kind of one at a time, chunks of 2 or 3, or maybe just do a live stream and do the whole thing. Let me know what you guys think, because I don't really know what to expect from those remaining tracks, but of course I do want to check those out and complete the whole journey of human nature. But certainly doing these first 9 tracks was quite the experience, quite the journey. I feel like it's changed me, and I feel like I've experienced just some otherworldly music on the way there, so it's been an incredible journey so far. Okay, as always, I've done a lot of rambling, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sure many of you are going to have lots of different opinions and interpretations, so I would love to hear from you. Please leave them in the comments. Let me know if I've got something completely wrong, or if you have a different interpretation yourself. Definitely want to hear from you. Always cool to hear you guys and what you think about the music and what it means to you. Yeah, if you enjoyed the content, please do hit the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't already. That really helped me out a lot. And yeah, until next time, take care of yourselves.